Well, kick-off is just moments away. We are building up to it now. It's getting very exciting, isn't it? Stade de Luxembourg is filling up. 1,200 fans expected this one as well. Let's talk a little bit about mentality, Annie, because I always find it interesting when a new coach comes in, looks at the team, looks at what they've done before and identifies what they need to do. And this is a winning coach, isn't it?
It is. Savina Weigman's been there, done it. She led the Netherlands to win the Euros in 2017. She took them to the World Cup final in 2019. She's been there, and that's going to transfer onto the players. And a lot of these players are winners too, you know, for their club. It's now doing it at country, and I think she's going to transfer that mentality onto them.
She's been speaking about what she's been focusing on in training, and one of her big things was staying focused and staying calm, especially in that final pass moment. What do you think she brings to this team in that sense of calm? Because when you see her in interviews, that's one thing that really prevails, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it often manager's energy translates onto the team, and when you feel that they're calm and assured and they trust and believe in you, you're able to perform and stay composed in the right moment. So she'll be getting those messages across to the players and really focusing on it from a psychological perspective.
Last week, when we covered North Macedonia, Annie, they had one player that played in one of the major leagues. This time, there are no major leagues, no players that feature in any of those leagues. So it's going to be a big step up again for England, isn't it? If you are Luxembourg and you are that coach, how do you play a team like England?
Well, I think if you're looking at the game against North Macedonia on Friday, you're seeing the amount of crosses that England put in, the amount of chances that were created from wide areas. So if I'm Luxembourg, I'm stopping that straight away. I'm trying to have as many bodies in wide areas as possible. You know, maybe they're going to set up 4-5-1, 5-4-1, and just really limit the amount of goals that England can score. You know, we don't know how Luxembourg was set up, but I can't expect them to think that they're going to have a lot of chances, so they're just going to try and, you know, gain experience through defending as much as possible.
OK, teams are going to be coming out just shortly. We also speak about the fact that, look, we haven't seen a competitive match for a long time with these girls. They are playing together, they are playing for a new manager. So not only are they going out in a competitive game, as you said earlier on, Anita, they're going out as well to play for their places. So they're all going to be pumped up.
Oh yeah, you've got to be pumped up. You know, it's a great opportunity again to play in front of a crowd, to try and show the new manager their qualities as individuals and just get a good performance for their personal confidence as well.
And for a lot of these players as well, playing in front of a crowd like we saw at St Mary's last week, it was an exciting crowd, wasn't it? It was a loud crowd. 10,000 in St Mary's is a lot. They've got 1,200 here today that are going to make a noise. It makes such a difference, Annie.
It makes a huge difference, and it's a dress rehearsal. You know, we've got the Euros, exciting Euros coming up in England. Hopefully we're going to have sell-out crowds. So these players need to understand and need to just get used to the pressure that comes with playing for England.
Okay, here we go. Teams are going out, and the Stade de Luxembourg is set up for this World Cup 2023 qualifier. Luxembourg taking on England. The teams are out in the tunnel there. We are ready to go. Emma Hayes is joining us for this one, and she is sat alongside Seb Hutchinson.
Yes, thank you, Laura. The Lionesses looking to be more lethal in Luxembourg. 8 wasn't enough for the new manager, principally because the performance lacked true potency, close to 50 shots, but only 6 converted by England's players. 2 own goals did add gloss to the scoreline, but the push to be the best requires no half measures. That is the clear sentiment of Serena Wigman. For Luxembourg, this is simply the toughest test in their history. It's Luxembourg v England. The action underway after the break.
What a save! WeBuyAnyCar.com sponsors coverage of England women's football on ITV. What a save! WeBuyAnyCar.com sponsors coverage of England women's football on ITV.
So one change from the Luxembourg team that lost 4-0 to Northern Ireland. Captain Laura Miller is a key figure in midfield, even though she doesn't turn 20 until December. Only 3 of this team play outside of their home country. As for England, well, Fran Kirby is back. The Chelsea star looks set to feature in a slightly deeper role than she does for her club. One of only 2 changes from the victory on Friday night. NIKITA PARRIS, the other new starter after coming off the bench last time out. Leah Williamson, still captain, and there's a 50th cap for Alex Greenwood as the players take the knee. The England players wearing black armbands tonight in memory of former England striker, the great Jimmy Greaves. And away we go. The first away game for this New England era against a side for whom tonight is their biggest ever competitive match. Emma Hayes, what are you hoping to gain from this game this evening?
Well, I think for the players that have been given an opportunity to start this evening, just to build upon the performances from the last game. You can certainly see under Serena, there's a very structured 4-3-3, and there's a very bright midfield, I think, that's been put together today with Fran Kirby, Ella Toone, with Leah Williamson sat behind them. So they're just going to build on the last game.
Well, for Luxembourg, there's Daniel Santos, their manager. Only ever won 2 games in their history. The women's team established in 2006. This is their biggest, highest ranked opponent in their entire history. Here's Millie Bright, centre-back pairing with Greenwood. Moving it on. Now down that right-hand side, and they're queuing up in the middle. One of them's Toone, Stokes, and goalkeeper Holmes. First attempt already.
We can already see England out wide, a wonderful ball in behind to NIKITA PARRIS. The numbers England had in the box, including Demi Stokes. Surprising, nobody was on the end to finish that.
Serena Wigman, happy with the finishing from her side on Friday. 8 will not be enough. As Bright puts her foot in. And all the way back to Mary Earps, who probably had about 3 touches in the game on Friday. She'll be delighted to be back in the England fold, but unlikely to be tested too much tonight.
Certainly we will see Millie Bright and Alex Greenwood in possession of the ball a lot of the time. You can see that Luxembourg already sat in a low block in a 4-4-2.
Greenwood was given so much time on the ball in the game against North Macedonia. HEMP expect her to carry the ball often tonight, and whether this defence can stop her is another question. The whole back four booked against Northern Ireland.
Well, what we've already seen with a bright international career with Lauren Hemp, it's not just her ability to go 1v1, but the quality of her decision-making in the final third demonstrates why she's going to be one of the top players in the world.
So Greenwood over this set piece. Kirby close by. Struggled from set pieces in Belfast. Did Luxembourg. Will they struggle here? Greenwood floats it in. Goalkeeper gets something on it to put it behind for a corner. But in that zone of uncertainty there.
Well, certainly Schleimer didn't look comfortable with that. Alex Greenwood got a wonderful left foot from dead ball situations. I'm surprised she's not going over to take the corner.
It's Kirby with the outswinger. Back in the England fold. Plays it in towards White at the near post. Weren't able to string too many passes together in the game against Northern Ireland, which was played at the same time as England's match on Friday.
It's a great start from England. Great tempo, great intensity in the way they're moving the ball. You can see there's such a good shape in midfield with both Fran Kirby and Ella Toone either side of Leah Williamson, and great support to Ellen White.
It's Daly, one of the standout players for England against North Macedonia. Greenwood able to just pick that pass to that side, just kept in play on that side as well. Footing in that midfield, but Kirby can pick it up. It's all the onus on England tonight.
Well, it is. I mean, Luxembourg, a country of 300,000 people. England are expected to win the game. But it is great to see when they start at such a quick tempo.
Foul throw's not a good start.
Yeah, but you cursed me there.
Gabriela de Lemos, who has Crespo on the back, is her other family name, is at left back today. She came off the bench against Northern Ireland, can play in midfield. Here's Stokes. Parris out on this left-hand side. Placed Beth Mead for this one. Both club mates now. Daly. Williamson getting on the ball to make something happen. Laid off by White. Kirby. Nibbling challenges in there. Williamson wants that ball. So it's played towards White. Williamson again. Toone. England have worked it well. Stokes hangs it in. There is an England head on the end of it. There might be, not quite. Scramble defence. The SANTOS to a goalkeeper just.
But good patient play from England. And one thing I think we will see as a feature of this team is the maximum width that Serena likes to apply. Although it looks like Hemp starts out on the left and Parris on the right. I've seen them change position a couple of times. Got to expect a lot of play of England playing inside to then go out and get crosses into the box.
Some space down this side now. Towards Kirby. Williamson. To ride a few challenges here, England. Be some desperate lunges in this game, no doubt.
That's what Williamson does so well. Steps in. I think she makes a fabulous midfielder. No Arsenal fans have enjoyed her at the back, but very keen to see her in midfield.
Daly in towards White. So many bodies back for Luxembourg already, but already under pressure. Hemp, drop of the shoulder. Low ball into the near post, and almost diverted in that time by White. Goalkeeper got enough on it. The teenager, Schlimme, in goal for Luxembourg. Just keeping England out.
That's what I'm talking about with Lauren Hemp. It's just brilliant 1v1 play, but the quality of the pass into the box to her teammate Ellen White, it's precision perfect.
They almost played themselves into trouble there. It's going to be a very busy evening.
I mean, it's a brilliant ball. Great run from Ellen White, getting across her player at the front post, and Fran Kirby, NIKITA PARRIS unable to follow through.
Daly playing it in towards that penalty area where White is. The ball just ran out of play. But you touched on Leah Williamson there. Obviously, she started her career in midfield, then went into defence. Now she's in midfield for England, and you said that's where she should be?
You know, I'm sure Arsenal fans will disagree, but I personally wanted to see her play in this position for England, at the very least. What she brings both sides of the ball, I think, will aid to England's midfield play. But with Ella Toone and Fran Kirby in front, Leah's positioning, her awareness, her game intelligence, I think will give Fran and Ella that platform to go forward.
Plenty of platforms this evening. England applying the pressure quickly. Won't be able to put too many passes together. Their hosts tonight. Hemp. Coasting inside, Williamson. Kirby. Sliding challenge in there, but Daly can keep it going, and Toone's waiting in the back post and guided back in. Stokes, strong challenge. Williamson spotted the pass. High break to Kirby. England can start again.
What most people won't realise, that even this season alone, that Leah Williamson is second in through passes in the WSL this season, but also top for passes into the final third. She really has an eye for a pass.
And that's from centre-back.
That's from centre-back. And listen, you can't always play as a single pivot in there. There might be times that England would play with two, and with Kira Walsh missing, another wonderful player. Certainly gives England a lot more depth.
PARRIS on that channel. Lay it back, just to get a cross in. Working hard in defence. Luxembourg side. But England looking to keep the tempo up. And of course, is England side featuring Fran Kirby, your own player, Emma.
Yes, of course. I'm so delighted to see Fran playing for England. I know all about her wonderful qualities. And as I've mentioned before, if she can be kept healthy through this season, I'm pretty certain she'll be a pivotal player for England going into the European Championships.
And how are you hoping for England to look after her as such during these breaks?
Yeah, listen, I've already made that clear. I think her recovery is critical, and if they get those things right, then Fran will perform every game.
PARRIS, pot shot, comfortable enough for the teenage goalkeeper. 17 years of age.
What I do think is great is Ella Toone gets to play alongside her. I think Ella Toone is a brilliant talent. Seeing her progress under Casey and this year under Mark Skinner, she's a player I think that will go on and perform really well for both club and country.
They're trying to work an angle here for Hemp. Flashes it in, wonderful finish. Brilliant finish by England's main markswoman. Ellen White is getting closer to the all-time record.
Well, it's just telepathic play once again from Hemp and White. White's timing to arrive into the right spaces, knowing what Lauren Hemp's abilities are in 1v1 is just superb. And as you mentioned, her record for England is simply outstanding.
Goal number 42 for Ellen White. The record is 46. You wouldn't back against her getting it tonight.
It's just lovely forward play, the way she gets across the front of the defender. Talked about the importance of playing a forward pass inside. Make sure Luxembourg get very narrow before they play the ball out wide. And Lauren Hemp, as we've seen time and time again, in 1v1 positions, she's simply outstanding.
Here's Hemp again, driving forward, lots of options for the Man City flyer. It will be a corner to England, and they were particularly vulnerable against corners when they face Northern Ireland, Luxembourg.
And what we're seeing is how clear the structure is under Serena Wiegmann. Really wants good wide play, especially on this left-hand side.
Really bright in that train, looking for her first England goal. Might find her as well. Williamson. There's too much time on the ball. And that should be comfortable enough for the goalkeeper. Just had to push it wide in the end. Bobbled in front of her. An awkward shot from Toon.
Can be difficult for a goalkeeper. There's a lot of bodies in front of her. And Toon showing her confidence from already a bright start this season.
Greenwood sends a flatter delivery in. Headed over. And Williamson. Special day for her on Friday to captain her country for the first time at senior level. Kirby not involved in the squad on Friday. Part of that management. Game time at the moment. England not allowing Luxembourg to string a couple of passes together. It's hard work for them out there. There's another of their teenagers, Marcus Abreu, 17.
Well, there's one other thing that we don't mention about Serena is her Dutch team, in which she only lost 9 out of 61 games, was a team that had the most intense pressing game. On average, they only allowed a team a maximum of 9 passes before they regained the ball. And you can see with the shape of England so far that they're quick to get around the ball.
And England in behind here. Can Parris keep this in? Not quite, just run away from her. England's record with the Netherlands was outstanding. She only lost, if we want to say, we're not calling a penalty shootout a defeat as such. She only lost 2 competitive matches, a qualifier against Norway and the World Cup final against the United States. It's not bad going.
It's not, even though I thought they disappointed by their standards at the Olympics. And I think one of the things that was most disappointing defensively, I thought they allowed too many chances for the opposition. But she's got a fantastic record. She's a winner. She's experienced. You can see in the way, just with 2 games, the structure that she's implementing with this England team.
Daly just running away from her. Inside to Kirby, couldn't get that under control just. But it's quickly back with England, doesn't take too long. Toon trying to work it forward, they're quick to press when they lose the ball. Get that ball back again.
But look how high the centre-backs are. That's Alex Greenwood, left-sided centre-back, stepping into midfield to win the ball in the counter-press.
Bright going long, that's not the best header, back into the box. White. Now Williamson. All the time in the world to pick her passes. Bright out to Daly. Parris. Greenwood. Plenty of ball players in this England team. Bright. There's time to shoot if she wants. Instead clips it in, it's a decent ball as well. Might drop to HEMP, hacked away. SANTOS can't keep that under control. Will keep coming. Daly. Luxembourg wanted any respite. They've got a player who could play up front at right back England. Williamson. Kirby prods it on, and another goal for England. A second for Ellen White. The freedom in the penalty area, and she wasn't going to miss.
Do you know what? That was a brilliant team goal. It had everything. It had patience. It shifted the ball from one side to the other. It was composure from Millie Bright in the deepest spaces. You got Williamson in the heart of the midfield running the show already. And just brilliant combination to end with from Fran Kirby to Ellen White, who once again, one-touch finish. It's just a lovely touch from Fran. And that's not an easy finish, but she pivots, puts the ball in the bottom corner.
But I have to keep the tally on this. 43 goals now for Ellen White. What better servant she's been for the national team. It's Dos Santos. No way out at the moment.
Look, there's no denying that England should win this game and should win the game comfortably, but I've been so impressed at the start. Quick one and two touch play in and around the penalty box with Williamson involved again. And Fran Kirby, as I know all too well, has that intelligence to find the players in the key areas. A great finish from Ellen White.
Sarina Wiegman will be pleased. England have knocked off 2 goals in the opening 20 minutes. Kirby. To her Chelsea teammate Millie Bright. City's Alex Greenwood. To her club teammate. Clear the ball here, the pressure's applied by Toon.
Well, they can't clear the ball because England have so many bodies around the ball, really making it difficult for Luxembourg to string any passes together, and that comes from good shape.
Stokes inside, Toon to Hemp. Bright to Daly. Kirby. Pass out to Parris, good touch from Parris as well. Kirby! I suppose England's only danger at the moment is getting in each other's way.
Well, you can see how many bodies are in the box, but again, good play by England. Quick play to get behind the Luxembourg back four. And NIKITA PARRIS doing what she does best, getting in behind. But there wasn't a lot of space, not even at the front post, because Luxembourg are dropping so deep.
Room here for England if they can win it, and win it fairly, and that's exactly what's happened. Parris, they're queuing up in the middle. Toon! And she can't hit the target with her head again.
What she can't do is hit the target, but a much better decision from NIKITA PARRIS. It was the cutback space, and as long as Ella Toon keeps arriving in these positions, she's still 22. I really do think she is a huge talent.
This is an England squad with a fair amount of young talent in it. Sarina Wiegman looks to settle on her side, leading up to the European Championships on home soil next summer. Here's Bright. To Daly. This might run for Kirby. Kramer across to clear. Is the only option for Luxembourg.
You can see the plan, England just working to shift the ball until they can find a central pass. Often with Ellen White just dropping a little short and then getting it out to the wide players before the ball's delivered into the box.
Drops out to Kirby to link up with Toon. Kirby.
Look how low Luxembourg are as a team. Both Millie Bright and Alex Greenwood almost circulating the ball like centre midfielders.
Stokes. Can't get out either. Just to repeat, this is Luxembourg's biggest ever game. This is the first time they've been in the main group stage of qualification. They are the outsiders in this group, but the home fans enjoying themselves in the Stade de Luxembourg, which is the national stadium. It was just under 10,000. It only opened in the summer. Daly spots the gap. Kirby. Toon. Toon again. Kirby. She wriggle out of the challenge. It breaks again. To White, squared. A block in there. Must be. No. Not to be for Kirby.
I don't know how that didn't go in. There's 2 or 3 stabs at scoring for England. again, good central play. Really, really enjoying watching this Fran Kirby and Ella Toone link up. You can see they naturally want to find each other, and Ellen White causing such a problem, overloading in that area. But whenever the ball gets into the box, she's always in the right place.
Here's a platform for Luxembourg here, a free kick, which is safe to say NIKITA PARRIS disagreed with. Amos Crespo playing that forward, that looked like a handball. England just want to get on with it. Referee for this one, Alexander Chesin from Slovenia. Ebony Salmon there, and another player you know quite well, Beth England.
Yeah, hopefully Beth gets some minutes as well today to build on the 2 goals she scored the other night. But of course I'm going to say that, no disrespect to Ebony Salmon.
Absolutely. He's not the only player you've got in this squad, of course. Bright. It's a release. Challenge across, should be a corner to England.
I think it's an exciting time for England in the build-up to the Euros. They've got an experienced manager, I think, has really put the right structure into England. I think what she has brought to the team, you can see already, there's a confidence in the way they're playing, the way they're passing the ball. She's demanding high standards.
Kirby's corner, just evaded the head of Williamson. Greenwood and into trouble, but they know they'll win this ball back quickly. Toone. There's all the room in the world for Daly here to have a shot. She looks to pick out somebody in the middle. Not a bad ball. They don't defend it in the end.
I don't know what other options you had, because Luxembourg are dropping so deep inside their 6-yard box. And sometimes these games get really difficult when so many bodies just congest areas.
Good to have those 2 early goals, though. No suggestion that they won't win this game. I suppose that's what makes these particular matches so tricky, because they're sort of lose-lose in a way for England, because the goals will never be enough. And it's not that test that they need to face the best in the world.
No, it's not, but you can only, you know, deal with the opposition that's been presented. I think there is a global problem at this minute in terms of the disparity and the gap between the top teams and the rest, and I think that's something both FIFA and UEFA need to look at.
Toone, lovely touch. Couldn't get it forward to Kirby. There's a strong challenge in there at midfield. It'd be interesting, of course, Leah Williamson, she's been so high up the pitch in this game because she's been able to. Doesn't have to sit right back.
Oh, but what luxury there is for Serena that Leah could play centre-back, centre midfield. I think she could play full-back. She's got that much quality.
Here's Bright. To Kirby. Allowed to turn. Here's Stokes. Now Hemp. One thought in her mind to be positive, and that's put high by Kramer, so England pick up another corner.
One thing's for certain, you know you're going to get an end product from Lauren Hemp once she goes 1v1. Not just putting crosses into the right areas or forcing corners. Constantly keeps the opponent under pressure.
That's 6 already in this game.
I've never seen Fran Kirby take so many corners in my life. I didn't know she could.
Here is Kirby's corner. It's flicked on and Bright's in there and PARRIS is in there. And there's number 3. And it won't be the last, the way England have started.
And I think after that one, Fran Kirby will be knocking on my door to take the corners. Again, a brilliant floated out swinging ball just beyond the front post. Poorly defended, I might add. But NIKITA does what she needs to in the second ball when it drops to her feet. And no more than England deserve. They've been really bright.
No worries already. Now SANTOS. What about Kirby's corner?
Like I said, I think she's going to drive me mad when she comes back, but we've got so many corner takers. We'll have to see.
Well, NIKITA PARRIS' 15th goal for her country, cap 55 for her as well. They'll all be looking for more. PARRIS again. Interesting dynamic, of course, is the fact that her and Mida's club teammates as well, both playing in similar positions. It's going to be an interesting battle. Stokes. Dispossessed, but straight away Hemp is there. Again, Toon opening her body up. Lots of bodies to get past. Miller in that midfield for Luxembourg, the teenage captain. Able to keep it for long, though. In goes Williamson to win it back. High up the pitch, and that spells danger for Luxembourg. And here's Toon! Can't beat the goalkeeper. It opened up for her.
Such a shame, because I really enjoyed the intense pressing from England. And again, Leah Williamson, she reads it so well, steps in, intercepts, and then counter-attacks for her team. And Fran Kirby showing her selflessness to square the ball to Ella Toon. Really exciting midfield for England.
They're going for these out-swinging corners. With Greenwood now on the opposite side. In from Greenwood, another decent delivery. And Kirby almost scoring with her head.
Believe it or not, that's where she is very good. Actually from set pieces.
Not taking them then, no?
She'll be disappointed with that.
Well, at the moment, we've played just under half an hour. And the hosts 3-0 down. Williamson helped on by White, and Hemp is at the back post. Lauren Hemp, who's never scored for England. We thought she had a fair few chances against North Macedonia. She'll expect some tonight.
Wow, I didn't realise that, but goals will come for this player, and just simple play from England again. Whenever they regain the ball, forward past the central players, then out wide, followed by a cross. Both PARRIS and Hemp heavily involved.
For those who've watched Lauren Hemp know she won't stay without a goal for England for long. She's captain. There's Greenwood's cross. Again, it just skims the head of White, who could have had a hat-trick in the first half hour. Williamson, so composed already. Kirby brings it in, challenges. Luxembourg players trying to just disrupt England's play.
Well, what you've got to have in this type of game is the type of midfield that England have. Players that can pull their central players apart. Look how many times Ellen White's coming short to get on the ball, and that is opening up spaces for Toon and Kirby.
Hemp eases into that penalty area. It will be a throw to Luxembourg. We know it's limited opposition, of course, but you're liking what you're seeing from England.
I'm just looking at what a coach is doing and the way she's setting the team up with the style of play, the intention, the intensity, the execution. Within 2 games, you can see a clear plan from her. I think it's just important that England maintain that, and as they know, this is a game they're expected to win heavily. But it's all about building momentum, so when they come up against better opponents, the confidence has been built.
Certainly doing that here. Here's Stokes. And they can try things as well from an attacking sense.
Yeah, sometimes you try the wrong things because all of a sudden you're in false positions, like the amount of times I see Greenwood and Bright and how high they are. You know, against the next level opponent, they won't be standing in those positions if people are standing at the halfway line. But you can only play what, you know, the opponent that you're facing that evening.
She'll be happier with this display, mainly because England have finished off some of their chances earlier than they did against North Macedonia. Here's Bright into White. Kirby, lovely feet. Just couldn't quite find the finish. Finding so much room in that penalty area.
Well, it's just been Bright again from England. Their confidence to punch the ball in centrally has really impressed me. And Fran, as we know, in these positions, she has the ability to do what she just did. There's White again coming short. Fran chops the ball, looks for the top corner.
Hemp, Williamson down the left-hand side. Stokes. Greenwood to spread the play, open the pitch up, stretch this young side. Young opposition is Bright. Greenwood. Isn't it to White?
And this is what I'm referring to. Look how high Millie Bright and Greenwood are. Against next level opposition, England are playing with double width with Daly and Parris out wide. So look at the distances between Millie Bright and Rachel Daly. In the turnover at the next level, like now, England would be massively exposed. So sometimes these games, they develop bad habits.
Themselves a free kick here. That is the case in point. So Greenwood, there's no wall. Clip one in, just try and find perhaps ball out of play there. In terms of Fran Kirby, of course, where would you like to see her playing for England? What's her best position?
Where she is right now. I think the fact that they're playing a 1 and a 2 in midfield, with Toon and Kirby in front of Williamson, they can do that in this type of game.
And against good opposition.
That's the question mark. You know, like I said, Kira Walsh, she's out the squad at the minute. She's another top player to come into the midfield. I think you need the options depending on who the opponents are.
But in this group, England also have Latvia, Northern Ireland and Austria. Austria expected to be the toughest opposition. They've started with 2 big victories as well. 6-0 winners over North Macedonia, Austrians. Williamson. Almost doesn't mind. They're getting close to her. Just runs away from Hemp again, part of a Manchester City side who've had a shock defeat to Tottenham. The second WSL game of the season. It's really opened that league up.
Yeah, but they're a top team. These things happen. It's early season.
And try and pass out from the back. Risky ball across the box as well. Got away with that one, Luxembourg. Greenwood. Now Bright. Daly. Bright with all the time in the world. Now Kirby can turn. 2 in the middle waiting for the cross. Parris able to position every time. It's a corner.
As much as Millie Bright's got time on the ball, punching balls in between bodies like that, I think something she's worked really, really hard on. She's picked the right passes this evening at the right time.
Kirby's corner. Is it going to drop nicely? It is! Oh, that's a finish. And England finishing well at the moment. And Alex Greenwood on her 50th cap, finding the nets for number 4.
That's just where you want a left footer. Really is great second phase play from Alex Greenwood. Brilliant left foot. Fell really nicely for her. She got over the ball. Made it impossible for the goalkeeper. Again, this out-swinging ball, it's hung up towards the front post. Good position for a second phase player to be, knowing that any clearances in this area, clean strike.
When England's finishing better. It's what Serena Wigman demanded after the game. It's what she was looking for from these particular games. She knows the bigger tests will come. Hemp. Beats one, and the latest corner for Luxembourg to defend. And of course, in these sort of situations, for sides like Luxembourg, there's a fitness factor as well.
I mean, there's no denying there's a gulf in class, but over the last couple of years, we've seen England struggle to break down this type of opponent, and that's what's been impressive. The amount of central area forward passes I've seen, great movement.
It's flicked on by Kirby. Here's Bright. Toon, first time ball in. It's the worst idea in the world. If you were to compare this, though, to the performance against North Macedonia, are you happy with what you've seen so far?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's been a learning and a better understanding of what Sarina wants from them. I'm impressed with the counter-pressing from England, the number of bodies they've got round the ball, and most importantly, decision-making, when to be patient, when to penetrate quickly. And I think all of that is being led by their captain, Leah Williamson. I think he's at the heart of everything.
It's England, well, they have drawn the odd game in qualifying. 20 years since they last lost in any qualifying competition. They are expected to win every game in this qualification group, but as Emma has alluded to, it's how England do that will be get judged on. PARRIS drifting inside. Toon just away from him. As you said before, Emma, it's exciting to see the young players coming through in the English game, getting their opportunity in the national team early.
Yeah, but that's where I think our league are developing players. You know, they're playing high-level games week in, week out. Some of the best players in the world are playing in our league, and I think as a result of that, players like Lauren Hemp, Ella Toon, yes, they've come through the youth system, but they're being exposed to so much on a weekly basis that's going to aid their development in what is the biggest year for England's national team in the lead up to the championship.
Bright sliding it through. Hacked away by Albert.
But on the flip side, Luxembourg need to do better to stop the forward passes into the central players. There's just too many gaps. It's too easy for England.
It's a little late challenge in there. That's always the worry. There were some meaty challenges for the North Macedonians on Friday.
You can't dwell on the ball because the opponent is half a yard slower.
Bright looking for PARRIS. Away by Lemos Crespo. Williamson. Out it goes to Hemp. Beats one. Going to deal with that low block, but of course, Lauren Hemp will be used to that. One thought in her mind to progress that ball forward. Bright. It's it back again. Into that Kirby. Now Daly. Kirby again. England dominating possession as expected as well. Here's Greenwood. Now Bright. Williamson. Bright once more. 4, 5 shirts in the penalty area now. PARRIS. England happy to be patient. No problem with that. Daly. So when they do engage into a tackle, they might even open up some space behind.
Like I said, they can be patient because the opponent doesn't have a counter-attacking threat. So the distances between players at times, if they faced a better opponent, England would be exposed.
Greenwood. Calmly done. In the middle of the park, of course. I don't want you to have to repeat yourself straight away, but of course, we know she won't be able to do that against better.
Well, look how high she is. I mean, but it's the right position to be in this game.
Oh, lovely flick on by Hemp. Almost paid off as well. Williamson gets a little disjointed. That will suit England as well, but Luxembourg trying to progress upfield. They want a free kick.
But that's what Williamson does so well. She can do it both sides. She can put brilliant passes into the final third, plus recover defensively when the opponent breaks. I mean, look how quickly she gets across.
Well, Laura Miller, a shake of the head from her. She's the Luxembourg captain. One of the 3 players who play outside of Luxembourg, but 2 of those play in the Belgian league and another in the lower tiers of German football. The grimace. Good support in this arena, though, for the home side, and plenty of people who've come to see the England players as well. Here's Greenwood into White. Held off one challenge. And then Miller seems in shape now. Gives it straight to Stokes. Hemp's in a good position to the left. Here is Hemp. That's a strong challenge in. She looks towards the referee. Wasn't pleased with that one.
I'm surprised that wasn't a corner. But Luxembourg somehow have to narrow off and make it more difficult for England to find passes from the deepest spaces straight up to Ellen White. It's been far too easy for England to do that. And from there, that's given England the platform to play. I'd like to see that challenge for England to try and break a team down when they don't have the central area.
Stokes picks it up and goes forward. Tommy Stokes going on. She was eyeing up a wonder goal there. Why not? Here's Greenwood to Bright. Williamson. Now Hemp. Still Lauren Hemp. Still! Oh, it's not to be this time. Will that first goal come tonight?
Oh, gutted for her not to get her first goal. It was a mazy run, something we've all seen over the last couple of years. I think once she gets on the half turn and in those positions, she's devastating.
Well, so far so good for England, as far as the fact that they've got more goals than they did on Friday night in the first half. They were a bit more incisive in this game. 2 goals for Ellen White, 1 for NIKITA PARRIS, and 1 for Alex Greenwood on cap 50. Half-time, Luxembourg 0, England 4.